Hi, my name is Martin, and continuing on a spiritual journey, I would like to mention two Eucharistic miracles that have occurred over the centuries. These are all cataloged in a presentation that was formulated by Carlo Acutis, the young teenager who developed an exhibition of miracles in a short lifetime of only 15 years. The first Eucharistic miracle discussed today took place in a small town in Germany known as Kranenberg in the year of 1280. A shepherd, just receiving Holy Communion, but was too sick to swallow the host. He flung the host to the side of a tree on his way back from church. He was filled with guilt and decided to let his parish priest know what he had done. The priest hastened to the place where it was dropped by the tree, but there was no sign of the host. A few years later, the shepherd decided to cut down the tree. While doing so, a perfectly formed crucifix fell to the ground from the inside of the tree. The bishops of Cologne and the Count of Kiev took a direct interest in the miracle, and pilgrims began to come in large numbers to the site of the tree. In 1408, the citizens of Kranenberg began the construction of a church in honor of the miracle. The church was completed in 1444 and represents one of the best examples of Gothic architecture in the area of the lower Rhine River. To this day, it is known as the miracle of the miraculous crucifix. The second Eucharistic miracle took place in Avignon, France, in 1433. Avignon is very famous for the head of the Christendom in the 1300s. Prior to that, it was always in Rome, but there was squabbling back and forth between Avignon and also Rome as to which should be the real center. There were a couple of saints that were instrumental in trying to get the church moved back to Rome. One of them is St. Bridget of Sweden, and she was advocating this from about 1350 to when it actually was transferred back to Rome in 1377. And the other saint was St. Catherine of Siena. She was petitioning Pope Gregory XI to move it back to Rome. He was hesitating for a number of years, but finally relented, and it was moved back in 1377. So the miracle is about after several days of heavy rain in late November 1433, the Sorge and the Rhine rivers rose steadily and reached a water level that was very dangerous to the city. Finally, on November 30th, the town was flooded. The Franciscan friars, who oversaw the Holy Cross Church that stood along the banks of the Sorge River, were certain that the church was destroyed by the raging waters. Fearing that the Blessed Sacrament, which was on display for perpetual adoration, had been swept away, the head of the Franciscan order and another priest rowed their boat to the church. Getting there was extremely difficult, but when they finally arrived, they found a miracle. While water around the church was about 4 feet high, a pathway from the entrance of the church to the altar itself was perfectly dry, although to the left and to the right was flooded with water. The sacred host was left unscathed. Amazed at what they were seeing, the friars had others come to verify the miracle. Several hundred people ultimately witnessed the miracle. The Franciscan order celebrates the miracle every year on the feast of St. Andrew the Apostle on November 30th. Thank you for listening today, and until the next time, farewell.